This has always been a problem spot for our house. It's full of leaves. I can't get to this part of the house. So now my mom and dad are helping out, and we're gonna try to do something here today. And plus, I'm trying to do something here for the floor, for the ground, where we can have something where we can actually clean and it not be too hard. So there was this stone, the flagstone, and then we found some of these pavers. We have some other type of paver. So I'm trying to do something where it's gonna look good, because we don't want to spend too much money in buying more materials. But I don't know, it's gonna be something to really think through, because there's flagstone over there. That's how we got the house. Flagstone here. This was all bare, and then flagstone over there. So I don't know what happened in this spot, but they left it empty. So this banana tree is coming out. These, I don't like them. They create a lot of flowers and dirt. They're nice for, the pollinators and all, but not so good for us picking up all the time. And then this tree here, this is from the neighbor that is always throwing tons and tons of little leaves. It's kind of crazy. And then of course all the weeds that are growing like crazy. I have some of these. I don't remember the name. Oh my gosh, I always blank out whenever I'm taping. But these haven't had flowers for like years now. And then the bamboo is going crazy. I'm trying to keep it compact, so I'm gonna try to make it like cut nicely. And then the royal potato bush plant, it's flowering a little bit down here, but it's going crazy up on top. And I had already trimmed it earlier in the spring. The star jasmine, beautiful with flowers. That I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna try to cut that arch over there. And anyway, I gotta help out here, guys. So let's continue with the cleanup, and hopefully we have a nice horizon on site. Okay guys, so I just want to start by saying that I had already tried to fix this side yard from the beginning since we got the house, and we kind of had tackled some bushes here and some other stuff, plantings and things like that, put pots. I did the fence and so many other things. And then my mom and dad, I think it was last year that they cut the tree, but it was only the leaves that they were able to cut. This tree had given us so much trouble, and I'll tell you later. You'll see what was happening. This weekend, my mom went to the side yard and she was like, oh my gosh, we have to fix this. And I was like, okay, I kind of like will move things around. I was not in the mood for doing anything like this. So my dad started, and when I saw him, he had my Japanese saw. And I was like, Dad, what are you doing? So I just said, Dad, just give me the Japanese saw. Step away from the tree. I will handle this. So when I did, I brought my chainsaw. I brought my other pruner. And I just started tackling at this job. It was my mom, my dad, me, just everybody gave it a go, because this is grueling work. So this kind of trunk was really hard to get out because it was very dense and very watery. It was really spitting out all kinds of water at me, and it smelled like coconut, kind of like it smelled good, but it was really hard to get it out. My chainsaw was getting jammed. My saw was also very hard to saw through there. And we did it in stages. My dad started it, and then I started as well with the chainsaw, but it was hard. Then we used the shovel, we started digging, and at the very end, once we got just the stub, I started going with a pick and chopping away, going at the roots. I kicked it, I just fought with it so much, and finally I was able to get it out. You can see that I was even on the floor sitting down. I was dirty. It was crazy work, but we made it. Oh my gosh, you guys, we just finished. It took us a lot. It took us like, I don't know, 4 hours? ¿Cuántas horas, mami? Literally this since the morning, since noon. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's 7:30. 7:30. That means it took us about, okay, we took a break. But we digged, we cut, and we finally did it. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get up tomorrow. Okay guys, so we finished with the help of my parents, and I didn't want them to work too much because, you know, their age, and they won't get up tomorrow. I probably will not get up tomorrow, but I had to put in my ties here from my hoodie in, because every time I kept doing the the shovel, I would grab the tie and then I would go in. Anyways, let me just turn this around and show you a little bit more of what I did. No makeup today, no nothing, sorry. So this is it. This was, I think it was a banana tree, that's what they call it. But it's a palm. There's no bananas, but it just made a whole mess because there was tons and tons of ants coming into the house. When my parents took out the leaves that were going way beyond this tree, just the banana, it would go into the roof, and then all the ants would go through into the rooms. It was like really bad. So since when they did that, the ants were gone. We didn't get them this year, and then all that we needed to do was the rest of the trunk that was up to here. Like, it was just trunk, and there was a lot of leaves down below. We got rid of everything, and now we're just gonna redo this area. We're thinking we're gonna do the ferns that we have there, and there's a bunch of ferns, and we're gonna put them in this, make it a shade garden. Maybe put some of these silver tongues as well, and just kind of like make it very shady, green garden. That way it's less maintenance. And with this tree though, there's a lot of leaves, like I was saying before, so we might have to put like some shades. We don't know, but first things first, this is a great success. We're so happy. Yay! 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 Happy times. The thing with this kind of jobs is that you don't have to stop, otherwise you will lose momentum and you will not be able to pick up the pace ever again. So right away I started backfilling the whole hole that we had left there, and then we started compacting the floor. And as I was doing that, I was trying to level it out so we could start the next stage. So this is how far we've gone. We put back the soil, and then we're trying to compact so that we're gonna see if we can put pavers here. We have some pavers. I don't think it's gonna, we don't have enough for the whole thing, so we'll see how it all turns out, and then from there we'll show you tomorrow when we have more light, because today it's really late. Might be already 8. Last time I reported, yeah, it's 8:04. Last time I reported was 7:30. So, and this is the huge trunk. Oh my word, I'm so dead right now. So I'm gonna be leveling here because we're gonna be putting pavers. I'm not sure if we're gonna put the whole thing of pavers or we're gonna leave like some spaces in between so that we can do some plantings. Either way, I have to level everything, make it nice. That's why I have my long level here, and I'm gonna use a small plank here with a smaller level to go across and level that way. Another thing is that I'm going to, once I have it all level and nice, because I have to dig out some dirt, I'm gonna tamper with my tamper, make it all nice and flat and solid. Then I'm gonna put the fabric here, the garden fabric, and then we're gonna put the pavers on. So let's get moving. For this portion of the project, my goal was to have the pavers be level to that edge that you see there. And so I started leveling everything out, taking out the soil. And what I did was I used my shovel that has a square edge. That helps very much to be able to just kind of like swoop that shovel and not dig, but just kind of like shave off the top of the soil, and you'll start leveling and you don't have to work as much. Because if you dig, then you have to like start putting soil back in. And as you see me there with that plank, once I kind of had all the soil level with the shovel, I started using that plank in a sweeping motion so that I could get a level just by eyesight. I mean, guys, we're going everywhere to look for these blocks, and I mean everywhere. So I know that there's some over here. I have at least 3 more. Yep. I'm gonna get these from here and then replace them, and I'll probably need some red ones too. But these are my next ones. I gathered all of my gray pavers, but it wasn't enough, so we'll need to go shopping for the rest of them. And now we're here at the Home Depot, and we're looking for some stuff. My mom found these gardenias that are 2 for $12, and we're gonna put them, I think, where the gardenia is right here. There's gonna be a trellis that goes up 2 of the rooms so that there's more privacy. And then I found this hostas that's so beautiful, a heuchera, and these are hellebores. So, and this one was also on sale. It used to be $18 and now it's like 8 something. So good deals. Okay guys, so here we have, this is our haul. I never done a haul. So this is my first video with a mini haul. I have my blocks. The rest of the blocks, I ended up getting 15, so we have enough because I didn't put some here because I was gonna do some plantings, and I'm still gonna do it. I might put the plants that I have right here. It's so dark. So I got a hellebore, a heuchera, 2 azaleas. Are they azaleas? Gardenias, I'm sorry. Gardenias, and a hostas right there. Beautiful. I also got some seeds for my pots, and I think it's gonna be a really cool planting spot here. I just have to finish it. Okay, so I'm reconfiguring everything because we got the new blocks. So I took off that red brick, red block, and I'm gonna have to move all this border, like the one that you see right here, and move it forward so that all the 3 pavers can fill in the area. And I'm gonna have to move the border that is right here. I'm gonna move it over as well so that we can have another full block aisle of blocks over here. I think I mentioned before that I was gonna dig up this border. I digged it up. I did that for the side, and because things were not even, I was able to even out everything so that I could fit 3 blocks. And then I dug out, like you see here, this border, and once I was done with lining up everything, I just realigned everything. As you can see on this side, I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe I'll leave it like this, who knows. I'll do the same for that one. I'm just gonna dig more and then line it up to this one, and hopefully everything lines up from here all the way over here, because I'll probably, if I'm gonna line it all up, I'm gonna have to dig over here as well. And I'm also kind of like positioning things where I think they will go, but so far this is how I'm doing. This is how everything is looking at this point. I did leave some areas where there's no pavers because remember, we're gonna plant those really beautiful plants we got at the Home Depot. So right now I'm just double checking on the pavers. I was calling them blocks, but they're pavers. And this one's a little bit off. As you can tell, there is a hole there where I dug up. So I'm gonna be filling it with some soil, and then I saw that this one over here was leaning that way, which is not bad because that way water can run off that way, but I just want to lift it up a little bit. And then I'm standing like this one, just completely where you stand on it. So I need to fill this in very well. Everything else seems good. Not much movement, so I think we're okay. Okay, so I just finished setting the pavers. I'm just gonna run some water on top so that everything settles, and that should be that. I didn't put the fabric because I was doing things little by little instead of doing one whole swoop, so that was my bad. But I think we'll be okay here. And the thing that we're gonna be doing right now is we're gonna be planting, and I brought these helpers. These are my garden drills. These are super cool, guys. I already used them for setting up a couple of posts here in back behind me, and these are super easy. You just use it with your drill and tighten it. Once you tighten them, it's super easy to use. I'll show you right now. It's super easy to use the drill. All you have to do is go at it. But I did have some trouble because my soil here is mostly sand, and I think the previous owners put a lot of gravel into it. So I had a bunch of rocks preventing me from drilling, and my recommendation is to use the thinner drill, which I used later on. A great trick to get the most bang for your money when you're buying plants is usually these plants come in pots, and they come with several 2 or 3 little bunches of plants. So this one I see has 2 different plants, even 3. When I separate them, take them off the pot, I'm gonna separate them from the root and very carefully, and then I can use them in different places. They'll grow and grow fuller by themselves. It'll take a little longer, but you can get more out of just one pot. Now that I have the hole ready, I just added my hostas and then some soil, and also added some worm castings to give it some good feeding and make it nice and strong. So right here I'm using the thinner drill, which made it much easier. For some reason the other one was getting the gravel stuck and I couldn't get past it. But this just makes the soil really fluffy so that you can dig it out. And then I was able to plant my heuchera and the hellebore, and I just needed to start moving the ferns in the space. What we're looking at right now is one of the bases that I'm going to be using to put the pots on, because I need height and flow in the area where I'm putting all those ferns. So as you can see here, if I take this off, there is no support. So my mom had brought this, I don't know, my mom had brought these thing that was for a canopy, but it's not working, it's all broken. But I do see that these parts are good, they have a good length, and perhaps we can use them to put in between the supports and that we can screw them in. We'll see. Let's check it out. Yay. Okay. We were able to get these pieces out from this structure that I was showing you. So now what I'm gonna do is just place them here in this base, and I'm gonna open holes. I'm gonna be using these metal screws, which seem to hold up really nicely, because I was gonna use the screws that came with the structure, but they're not long enough and I don't have others. So I found these that I have especially for metal, and these are the ones. Oh dear. I don't have to get them out of there anymore. These are self-drilling roofing screws, and this way I can put them over here. And now to pick up the mess. Alright, it's all done. The only thing that's missing is that I was gonna fill these holes that you see there and on the other end with some clear transparent caulk for exterior, but I couldn't find my caulking gun, so I'm kind of bummed about that. I'll have to do it later, I guess. I'm gonna bring it over to the other side now. Let's go. So we're mid-project right now. I have positioned all the pots, hopefully where they'll be for the rest of the time. The hostas is looking just absolutely beautiful. And I put some beach pebbles that I brought from the beach. They're so cool, I think I have to go back. My sister said, you need to go back. When she was visiting, I picked some up, and those are looking really great there. And then the ferns are looking really nice. The asparagus fern, I just kind of like bunched it all up so that it looks really nice and full there. And I'm gonna probably have to change the pot because it has just a black nursery pot. This one too, just a black nursery pot, but it's looking good. This one's doing really good in this one, so something about nursery pots, I guess. There was a lily that I transplanted. It was right there where the lavender is. but it was getting drowned by the lavender, because the lavender is just having a great time right there. It's loving its life there. And so I'm putting it over here next to the other hostas, and hopefully it'll come back. And so this one here is a jade that we had. It was a gift from our neighbor on the last house, and it just started looking really sad because I put it where the sun, direct sun, and it's not liking that. So I'm gonna go back to shade, and hopefully it'll be more dense. So then I'll just have to clean the rest of this, and hopefully we can get this looking nice and pretty. Messy right now though, very messy. Alright guys, so we're finishing up part 1 of this side patio renovation, which I didn't even know that we were gonna do. One thing led to another. Cleaning led to let's chop the tree down, to let's put some pavers, and let's do some planting. So it was a whole thing, but it's really good. We are tidying up this house, making it nice and pretty so that everything is updated and we can feel good where we live. We have already done some updates to the awning. That video will be coming later on, but for right now, I hope that you have a great rest of the day. Please give it a big thumbs up if you're liking this and if it's giving you ideas for your patio. And also comment, let me know what you think, and if you like this kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe. I hope that you have a blessed day and that God is always with you. He loves you. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.